Uh, Good morning, my fellow communities in Leeds and in Yorkshire. And this is the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network Food Bank, Mobile Food Bank program and Food Share program. I just want to try and see how I can convince people that having a food bank in your area, receiving food bank, if you're going through a high cost of living, it's not a kind of a situation where we can see a lot of people going through high cost of living, in Leeds, in Yorkshire, in the United Kingdom. The perception of people towards the food bank and even towards whenever you're owing debt, you should not be ashamed of it, because if you kept suffering in silence and you don't make a positive move towards the future, there is always a consequence at the end of that. We, the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, believe that people's perception towards food bank, and even if you're owing debt, should not be something that you should be ashamed of. Everybody, including me and yourself, does go through one way or the other high cost of living, and because of this high cost of living, we have contributed. Our food bank has started contributed 3 years ago, and we have our mobile food bank. As you can see, this is our mobile van, and what that means is that we have a van that we use in collecting food, and we're going to be using it to distribute food. So this is why our food bank is unique. It's classed as a mobile van food share program. And what I want to say is that if you're interested in registering, what you need to do is that logo is what you need to, is if you scan the QR code, you will be able to join our food share program. And what I'm trying to do towards our food bank, or towards food bank in general, it's basically that if you're going through hard time, it's very important that if you're going through hard time, if you're, for example, you're unable to pay your bill, your rent, and the most important thing for you to do is that you need to make sure that, okay, you find a food bank. And if you can't find a food bank near you, basically go on the website. Our organization is a registered food bank community group, and our aims and objectives is to basically continue to make sure that we can support families that are going through hard times. And what at that hard time is feeding the community, reducing food waste within our community, and to make sure. So today, for example, we have full loads of food, and we're going to be going around 5 locations to distribute. And that's why we move from one area, from one postcode. So if you're going through hard time, receiving a food bank of food packs, food parcel worth 40 to 70 pounds, you should not be ashamed of it. What we're trying to do from our organization perspective, is that food bank is something that is temporary, and is a temporary situation that happens to a lot of people. And what you need to understand is that if you're going through hard time, receiving a food bank, you should be happy with that. What that means is that you should not be ashamed, or maybe you're seeing, maybe your family or your friends seeing you receiving a food bank. Everybody is going through hard time, I can tell you right now. So, but if you keep your issues, your situations to yourself, you will not be able to overcome it. There's some situations that are temporarily, but if you don't act on it, if you don't implement it, if you don't effect it, it will become permanent. And this is where the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network Food Bank Food Share Program comes in to see what we can do on a weekly basis to support families that are going through hard time in Leeds. Anyway, so, but those people that don't know me, myself and my executive, we're always here to support. We're going to be going out. This is an example. We're going to be going out today to distribute food all around Leeds, and we go to Bradford. And if you're in need of emergency food, you can contact us. It's very simple. Our email address is admin@nycn.org.uk. Today I'm in Aldi, as you can see. I'm in Aldi at the moment, picking up some items, and that's where I am. So I'm going to be distributing. So I've got this trolley, and I've got loads of food there. So we're going to be picking it up, and we're going to be taking it to different locations. The only solution to that is for you to register. So what I want to clear is to clear the perception towards food banks. And even if you're owing debt, everybody, including myself, does owe debt. When you see people driving fancy cars, etc., they have mortgages. All of us are owing debt. One way or the other, we will pay that money back. But receiving food bank, don't be ashamed of basically your owing debt, or maybe don't be ashamed of receiving food bank. Don't suffer in silence. So the word I'm underlining here is that please and please do not suffer in silence. If you're going through food problems, you know, you're not unable to eat, you're unable to afford to feed your family 3 square meals, please, we want you to make sure that find a nearest food bank or community group or charity that will be able to help you. You know, even if you're owing debt, talk to people, talk to debt management. There are lots of them. The CAP is one of them. They're going to help you. But our organization, we don't do debt. We only help people with food. So please contact us from time to time, and we will be able to help you. So I'm going to round up now. But the point of this, you know, from the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network perspective, is that the perception, people's perception towards food bank and owing debt, you know, should not be something that you should be ashamed of. You know, food bank is there to is more or less like a support line on a temporary basis, and eventually people will now get back to their permanency. So receiving a food bank is not a permanent solution, but you know, a temporary solution. And don't keep that to yourself. Don't suffer into silence, because if you suffer into silence, you will suffer. People that are homeless, if you have any issues, you can speak to the Leeds City Council. The Leeds City Council will be able to help you. And there's lots of charity organizations there that are really helping people when it comes to homelessness, when it comes to food banks, and when it comes to debt management. So all these 3 areas, homelessness, you know, lack of food with your family, or debt management, charities can help you. You know, our organization can help you with food. So clearing the perception that, you know, towards food bank, towards homelessness, and towards debt, owing debt, you should not be ashamed of it, because we're all going through recession, we're all going through high cost of living, and you should be proud that you're a citizen of this country. And even if you're not a citizen of this country, whether you're an immigrant or asylum seeker, or destitute, or maybe you're going through hard time, that hard time are temporarily, and we are here to help you on a temporary basis with our food bank. Okay, thank you so much, and more updates to come soon. Thank you. Bye bye.